That movie right there alone shows you the truth, and it don't even go in depth. It just shows you how ugly and how everything was. Even the Indians, they would call them a devil and a forked tongue, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't seen it in a while. It's probably been like 2 years. But in that movie alone, it shows you, man. Calling the white man. Basic information, basic history, knowledge.
And on that image, says we're coming into Christmas, man. There is nothing biblical about these things, man. Like the brother was saying about the rosary beads, everything. These things, there's nothing biblical about it, man. There is nothing. The Most High, man, did not tell you. I was gonna get it, but in Colossians, man, you don't worship angels. It has it in Esdras. It tells you that. It said that I, a king, born in my mother's womb for about, I think it said 10 months, encased in a barrier of water, and then I came out. He said, I as a king and all kings and any man who ever came out, all came out like this, man.
That's how they entered the world.
Yeah, and it only through this way, and yet, it's like their brother, like, they have what they call the nativity scene. There you go. The nativity scene, they have that star above the house. Like, it says it's a star, man, but we know what it really was. But y'all act like it was like, as soon as little baby Jesus was born, they put like a big ass light under him and it shine up to the sky, man. Like, y'all expect a beam of light to come out when we're up here, man. Like, well, you know what? Here's an example. It has happened before with us. When we were downtown, it was raining one time. You remember this? But we were preaching. We were going hard, man. And we were pissed. And right there, smack in the middle of the corner we're at.
Like right there, lined up perfect.
Yeah, perfect bolt of lightning.
Lightning bolt.
You know, and it was loud, man. That thunder was loud. You know, those things have happened with us. But and that right there alone should be like, something's happening, man. Even if it's just weather. Even if it was just a weathering, just weather coincidence. It still shouldn't put y'all people in fear, man. But these things, y'all look at, y'all want, y'all think that God himself has to come down and point and be like, these men are holy, leave them alone. They're telling you the truth. The scriptures even tell you, man, that even if he did do that, y'all still wouldn't believe, man.
That would still be wicked.
Yeah. Even told you, man, even if the Most High Yahweh himself came down and told you you're wicked, that I'm gonna kill you, you would walk away with the mindset of, nah, man, he ain't gonna kill me. Like I talked about a while back, maybe a month ago or so. I told you there was a guy I ran into, man, and he told me that he refuses to allow himself to be controlled by someone like that doesn't even show his face. He said he will not allow that. He won't. He's not gonna live his life being controlled or told what to do. I looked at him and I was like,
man, a woman right there, man. Straight up, that's the spirit of the woman.
And he was an Edomite.
You know how many women that I hear say shit like that?
Yeah. Yep.
And a man at that, because men are supposed, they're more holy. They're more reason. They're more reasonable. They use reasoning. You know? I got this script. You can finish on what you were saying. Matthew 16:4. A wicked and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign, and there shall no sign be given unto it, but the sign of the prophet Jonas. And he left them and departed.
Right, man. And real quick, you don't need a sign to believe on things, man. That was a big thing with Israel, man. It's angering because y'all don't need signs. That's all and it should tell you something, man. What do y'all always do in your churches, man? And they show it on movies, they show it in daily life. Your grandmother does it in her kitchen while she's cooking. They're always saying, look, I just need a sign from the Lord today, man. It's like every day you're asking for a sign, man. Why should he give you a sign when all you're doing is asking for it, man? It's like when I was a young boy, man, and I wanted to do something, man, I would ask my dad, I remember one time, very good account with me. I asked my father, I wanted to go golfing. And he was gonna whoop my butt because I had misbehaved that day. But I wanted him to forget about spanking me so we could have a good time at public golfing. trying to sneak it in there. Like, man, I really wish we could go put my golfing today. And I was a little kid, I thought I was outsmarting them. But the point is that I kept asking for it. Well, you know what happened? He got pissed off even more because he's like, man, quit asking about it. You know, he goes, I might have done it if you would just stop asking about it so much. But the thing is, like, y'all want it to be shown, like what I said, because you want to build up your own image, man. And y'all see what happens when people, they had that receipt a while back, man. This woman, she said she went grocery shopping, and she came home and she went to church. She came back and on her floor was a receipt, but she said it was a black spot, but she said it was the image of Jesus.
No, man. That's foolishness.
And they put it on the news and everything.
And you know what's crazy about it is that everybody is laughing at you people on the side, man. Everybody laughs at Esau laughs at you because you believe in bullshit.
Yeah.
You believe in things that are, even he knows that are fucking ridiculous. And all the while, in the meanwhile, everybody's laughing at you Latinos, man. But y'all deserve that.
That thing I asked you about, there's a movie out there with, he's a dude who played as Spawn. He's the main character of Spawn, but there's a movie called Bones. He's like a ninja fighter, or he knows jujitsu, all that kind of stuff. But it gets to a part at the end of the movie where there's actual higher ups. They host illegal fights at their houses in the backyard in a nice fighting stage and everything. But this black guy who holds his own illegal fights, he wants to get up to that status. And the Edomite keeps asking him, he's like, James, why do you want to be with us so bad? He goes, I just want to make you pieces of shit know that I'm just as good as you. And the Edomites talking shit back to him, but they're doing it like it's a normal conversation. But then that dude James, that Negro, gets in trouble with the guy who played a Spawn because he's coming to kill him. That fighter's coming to kill that guy who's trying to make him fight. And the Edomite sees this, and that dude James, the bad Negro, he's telling the white man, he goes, help us, help me fight him away. And that Edomite's like, why, man? He goes, you Negroes, you Latinos are nothing but entertainment to us. He goes, we thrive off the fact of knowing that there's just these irrelevant group of people on the earth that have no way of knowing what they're doing, but we love the fact that y'all don't know what you're doing, and we just laugh at you. You're our entertainment. We love using you for our labor because that's all you're good for. That's how the so-called white man sees you people, man. There's documents or interviews or whatever of these higher ups that tell you people that he sees y'all people as a docile people, that somebody has to lead them, but that you got to be killed, you got to be hurt unrighteously, that you need to be dealt that way because you're a simple stupid people. But they say because they don't like you, they don't care about you.
What about you, Negro Latinos? They don't. That's why the majority of the people that are dying here in America are you Negro or Latino people. Ones that are getting murdered. Look at all the things that are going on with these different Jakes that are getting killed by these cops, man. And they're getting away with it. No. They don't care about you. They never have and they never will. But y'all still, for some fucking reason, y'all still want to back up Esau, you know? But then you want to talk shit about them, but then when it comes down to the realness, when you actually got to stand up against them, you shy away. You put your head down. You're being loyal to the wrong person, man. You're being loyal to the wrong person. You got to know your enemy. You got to know how to play your enemy. But when it's time to stand up, you got to stand up. And you got to know who got your back. You can't just stand like the Black Panthers. They didn't last too long. I mean, they're still around, but they fell. Because they were trying to do it on their time. Yahushua on his time. Yahweh's time.
And real quick, you think Esau cares about you, but then he did this master plan, he turned you against your own self, man. He turned you against your, and I'm saying yourself too. I'm saying he turned you against your own people, your own brothers.
And yourself too.
Yeah.
Because we're all in the same body, the flesh. But you even kill yourself. You look at yourself in the mirror and you don't think you're good enough. You want to have blonde hair, light skin, baby blue eyes, colored eyes. Let me go ahead and get this real quick. This is Exodus 32 verse 1. And when the people saw that Moses delayed to come down out of the mountain, the people gathered themselves together unto Aaron and said unto him, Up, make us gods, which shall go before us. Because Yahweh wasn't hurrying up. Right? 40 years they're in the wilderness. 40 years. Why? Because you got to go through things in order to receive the kingdom, the promised land. Why do you think Yahweh made them go through the wilderness for 40 years? Because there was unbelief and there was sin in the mix. There was a little leaven left to hold up. So he wasn't going to take them in immediately. He had to put them through the fire. Okay?
And that.
Go ahead and finish. Exodus 32 and verse 1. And when the people saw that Moses delayed to come down out of the mount, the people gathered themselves together unto Aaron and said unto him, Up, make us gods which shall go before us. For as for this Moses, the man that brought us up out of the land of Egypt, we wot not what is come of him. What? W-O-T means believe. We believe not what has become of him. And Aaron said unto them, Break off the golden earrings which are in the ears of your wives, of your sons, of your daughters, and bring them unto me. And all the people brake off the golden earrings which were in their ears and brought them unto Aaron. And he received them at their hand and fashioned it with a graving tool after he had made it a molten calf. And they said, These be thy gods, O Israel, which brought thee up out of the land of Egypt.
Man, real quick, the people, you people literally watched Aaron use a hammer and beat it into a calf, man.
You saw the tribe of Levi create you people an image. Because Yahweh wasn't showing us, he did, y'all heard his voice. Y'all heard his voice. And y'all were like, no, we don't want, that's too much for us. You know? But because that's why Yahweh Shai always talked about keeping your patience. Be patient. Wait. Okay? And that reason I'm bringing it up is because when we're speaking about the image, how y'all lost y'all's faith and patience, and y'all want signs, and demons are gonna give you signs. You don't think the people in that time, the Israelites in that time, demons hooked onto them and made them go that way? That's exactly what happened. Their mind is corrupt and wicked above all things. And to this very day, you're still worshiping idols, man. You ain't worshiping Yahweh in spirit and in truth. And I'm gonna go ahead and back it up. In Deuteronomy 32, verse 15 or 16, they provoked him to jealousy with strange gods, and abominations provoked they him to anger. They sacrificed unto devils, not to God, to gods who they knew not, to new gods that came newly up, whom your fathers feared not. Of the rock that begot thee, thou art unmindful, and hast forgotten God that formed thee. And when the Lord saw it, he abhorred them because of the provoking of his sons and of his daughters. And he said, I will hide my face from them. I will see what their end shall be. For they are very froward generation, children in whom is no faith.
And there's so much in that one scripture, man, that just, man.
It could end this whole session. It could end the whole session. And we'll pick up and walk away and leave it to you and God.
much because, like, I mean, first it said, "Hey, guys, who they man, y'all don't get like there was a time, man, where we were talking about the pride that was gonna be building up in the city, and that Yahweh Shai knew that. That's why he brought us, me and this brother, out to this city. Because believe it or not, man, me and this brother, we used to live in Austin. And this was the most randomest place you could ever go. Back in the time that we were still in Austin, or at least when I was in Austin, this place was not the way it is today. It was still quiet, somewhat. It was kind of empty still, you know? But yeah, but then, what are the odds, man? We come here and it's coming, like I was just saying, man, last week on the radio, they made a statement that San Angelo is number 6 in America to be the best city to go and retire in now instead of a small business. One of the best places to go to. Number 6.
Yeah, San Angelo's up there between the 1 and 5 range. Yeah, mini dance in the United States.
How does that? There's over 500, 1,000, maybe over 5,000 cities in America, man. In little towns. More than that.
Well, I mean, you look at Texas as a whole, there's not too many, man. You got Dallas, Fort Worth, you got Houston, you got San Antonio, Corpus Christi. I mean, you know, San Angelo was, like we were saying, San Angelo was nothing, man. San Angelo was not known for shit. But the Air Force Base and ASU, but ASU wasn't up there. It wasn't up there. ASU's like becoming, Angelo State University is growing, man. It's out there now. But it was never talked about. Nobody gave a shit about it. It was like basically people that had to come to this university. They didn't think credit coming over here, and then came over here, and then they ended up leaving immediately because they didn't like it. It was boring here.
It was like a Howard.
It was boring here. You know, it's always been higher than Howard. It's always been greater academically, and would be more. It would make you look better on your credentials or what have you when you report about yourself than you if you're going to Howard. But now many people are coming to us, and they're actually starting to like it here because things are growing. And like I told his brother, probably like a year ago, 2 years ago, maybe a year ago, a year and a half, it clicked in my head. This was the reason why Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai woke us up, was for this particular reason. For this very reason. Even if San Angelo didn't become as proud as it is right now, we still have to bear witness. But he knew something that we didn't. He knew that this place was gonna get more proud and it needed to be condemned. It needed to be spoken to, rebuked.
And then going back to that scripture, because why, man? It's such a, like I said, man, because you're doing all these things. I like the way you just tell me the way you said it. It needed to be spoken to. It needed to be done, man. There's something that was being done here, man. Like we made a comment to each other, man. San Angelo obviously had to do something to piss off the Most High Yahweh Shai, man, because especially when a city gets a man to come out and speak and do the Lord's work out here, that's even a bigger signal that something in that city's happened.
It could have been a single prayer. You know, before we even knew that, or before we even came out in the highways and the byways, maybe the Lord was like, they fucked with him already. They already heard one of my elect. I ain't saying I'm the elect or you're the elect, but I don't know. You know? All I know is that Yahweh Shai woke us up for this very reason. And we're like we always said, we're the only ones here in San Angelo that are even trying to do anything. We moved around in different areas of San Angelo, and this is basically like the only spot that nobody tries to remove us from.
And we say everything. I just want to put it out there because we still have that mindset, man, that our job is to continue to have faith and hope in what we believe, and we say it as humbly as we can all the time. We've not ever come out here and said proudly,